What's up guys, it's Mike. Welcome back to another video on my channel Sports Appetite, and today I have a special video for you guys. We're going to be talking about the top 10 point guards in the NBA as regards to this season. I'm going to make it as short as possible. I'm going to go straight to the point, make it as short as possible for you guys. And a quick disclaimer before we get right into the video. I just want to say this, clear it up. When I was making this video, I did not consider players that we did not see for the most part this season. Players like Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, and even John Wall. I did not consider these players at all. I just want to make it clear so you guys don't feel like I left them out. Don't roast me in the comments or whatever. I just want to make it clear. Let's get right into the video, guys. Now to kick off my list, I've got Jamal Murray at number 10. Some people might agree with me, some people might put him higher, some people might even say he doesn't deserve to be on the list. But keep in mind, players like Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving are not on this list, so that gives space for more players to get on. But I think number 10, personally, to me, I think number 10 is a great place for Jamal. If you look at him from a pure statistical standpoint, he hasn't really improved much from last season. He's scoring, he's giving you 19, 5 and 4 to go with, still on 45% from the field, 34% from 3 and 89% from the free throw line. I think that's pretty good efficiency. But the thing with him, he signed a max $170 million contract last year, and I think with that contract came big expectations, not just from the Denver Nuggets franchise but from fans all over the world. Personally, at least, I think I really expected him to take a big jump. I just haven't seen that from him. But what I will say is he's still just 22. He's got a lot of room to grow. He's a great scorer already. Playmaking could improve a bit, but I mean, when you're playing with Nikola Jokic, he might make your playmaking look worse than it actually is. I think if you watch Jamal, he shows this type of maturity. I think I didn't see last season. He is mentally tougher, I think, which is a result as the playoff run they had last season. I think number 10 is a pretty good spot for him. Hopefully in the coming years we can see him take that really big step, maybe become an all-star in the NBA. But for now, I think number 10 is a great place for Jamal. Now at my number 9, I've got the rookie point guard, Ja Morant. And the thing with Ja is he's coming to the league with such poise, such cool, calm, collected attitude on the ball. I mean, he knows his spot, he knows how to get to his spot, he knows when to get to his spot. I watched him at Murray State, and immediately I saw him, I said he's Russell Westbrook with better shot selection and a better IQ. Now if you're Russell Westbrook with better shot selection, you're pretty good. I think you're pretty good. And he just has this maturity and this patience that a lot of young point guards don't have these days. The point guard position is the hardest to play in the NBA, and he's coming, he's absolutely destroying the league. He's got this swagger about him too. He can play. He's giving you 17, 7 and 3 on 49% shooting from the field, 36% from 3 and 77 from the field. That is great efficiency for rookie point guard. It's been amazing to see him come in and just lead Memphis to the playoff spot, the 8th spot. No one predicted at the start of the season that they would be in the playoffs, but he's led them there alongside guys like Dylan Brooks and Jaren Jackson. It's such a great story to see him come into the league at such a young age, and he's already a developed talent. I think he's done enough to show us that he is a star in the making. He will be a superstar in the NBA at some point in his career. He will be an all-star for sure. He is that kind of player. He is it. He might not be a box office Zion Williamson, but he is a pretty good player, and I think number 9 is a great spot for Ja Morant at this point in time. Now at number 8 on my list, I've got Kemba Walker, and traditionally it doesn't feel quite right to have him this low on the list, but this is why I have him on my list. I don't think you can make quite much of an argument for him being better than most of the players ahead of him. But this season he's giving you 21, 5 and 4 on 42% shooting from the field, 37% from 3 and 86% from the free throw line. I mean, I think I'm just really used to watching him be the alpha from his time on the Hornets, and this season it might be the injuries he struggled with, it might be it being a new team and he's adapting to the system, but sometimes it just feels like he has to take somewhat of a backseat to Jason Tatum or even Jaylen Brown sometimes. Marcus Smart obviously is the team's emotional leader, but it doesn't quite feel like the Kemba Walker we've all known. His numbers are down, he's not the alpha he used to be. I'm sure he's still the same player, but this season I don't think it's fair to just put him ahead of other guys who've had better seasons than he has. He's still a great player, but I think this is the right place to put him on this list. I could not put him anywhere higher than this. I think this is a fair spot to put Kemba Walker, and yeah, he's number 8 on my list. Now at number 7 on my list, probably the most fun player to watch in the NBA, Trae Young. This might be a bit of a controversial decision here, but I mean, some people might put him higher, some people might say, oh, his defense is bad. I'm sorry if you think his defense is bad. He's 6 feet tall. We all want everyone to be super good on offense and super good on defense, but not everyone is Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. If this list was based solely on offense, I think there's not much argument to be made that he's not number 1. I mean, he's a sophomore point guard. He's giving a point this season, he was averaging 30 and 10, but now his numbers are 29, 9 and 4. 4 rebounds at his size, I think is actually good. He's an elite playmaker. He's a great scorer for a second year point guard, and he's doing that on 43% shooting from the field, 36% from 3 and 86% from the free throw line. I think that 36% from 3 is one to mark, because with the way he launches these 35 footers, I don't think there's actually bad efficiency from 3 with how deep he shoots. He's so fun to watch. I think people give him way more stick than he actually deserves, because he's so small. There's really not much he can do on defense. Not everyone is Patrick Beverley, not everyone is that dog. He's more of an offensive player, an offensive juggernaut. He's so good on that end of the floor, and I think number 7 is actually a right spot for him. I think as he grows, as he matures, he will get better, but have him at number 7 for now. Now at number 6, I've got Kyle Lowry, one of the most underrated players in the NBA. He's a champion and people still disrespect him because he doesn't have the flashiest game. He's not Steph, he's not Kyrie, but what he is a leader. He has extremely high basketball IQ. He's a good defender for his size. I mean, one of the best charge takers in the whole league. And you look at the Toronto Raptors team, they lost a top 3 player in Kawhi. And at the time the NBA was suspended, they had the 3rd best record in the league. That is absolutely amazing, and there's no denying that Kyle Lowry is the heart and the soul of that team. And if you followed the Toronto Raptors at all this season, you saw how injury ridden they were. They had guys out, they had important guys out, guys like Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka were out, missed a lot of time, and he's just rallied his team. He is the leader, the heart and the soul, and he's giving you 19, 7, and 5 on 41% shooting from the field, 35% from 3, and 86% from the free throw line. Not bad efficiency, given how he's had to rally his team to lead them to the third best record in the NBA. I think he's underrated, and I have him 6th. I think he deserves to be 6th on the list. Yeah, this is why I have Kyle Lowry 6th on my list. Now at number 5, I've got the point guard Chris Paul, CP3. I could not make this list without him being top 5. If you watched him this season, he's taken that washed tag that people put on him from the past few seasons. Now he's old, he's not good. He's shown he's still a top guard in this league, and if you look at it, when that trade happened, him and Russell Westbrook, Ross going to Houston, of course, everyone, including myself, thought he was going to request a trade out of OKC, because no player his age wants to be part of a rebuilding program. And to be honest with you, that's what the OKC Thunder are right now. They're rebuilding, but he stayed and he's led the team into the playoffs. He's been a great mentor to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's giving you 17, 7, and 5 on 49% shooting, 36% from 3, and a whopping 90% from the free throw line. I mean, that is godlike efficiency. He's still the same mid-range specialist. I watched the video ESPN put out, and I think he's leading the NBA in 2 mid-range zones in efficiency and scoring. He's that good of a mid-range scorer. He's still an elite playmaker, and if you look at this season, he's had the expectations coming in and what he's actually done. I think number 5 is a great spot for Chris Paul. I have him number 5. I think it's a very, very good spot for him. He clearly deserves to be number 5 on this list. Based on what he's done this season, he's shown he's still at the top, the very top of point guards in the league. Yeah, I have him number 5. Now at number 4 on my list, I've got Ben Simmons, and this one might anger some people. The thing with Ben, for me, I think people are too focused on what he doesn't do. How about we talk about what he does do, which is everything else on the basketball court except shoot, literally everything else. Now, I'm not acting like he's not a glaring hole in his game. He obviously is. It will hinder him in some moments, especially in the playoffs, but he is a 6'10" point guard. Think about it, a 6'10" point guard with a handle, elite court vision, elite passing ability. He's an elite and versatile defender as well. I think he and Giannis are 2 players that can switch seamlessly on defense, from guarding 5'7" Isaiah Thomas to guarding 7'3" Porzingis. He is that good of a defender, and he's a very athletic finisher around the rim. I mean, he is everything else except a shooter. He doesn't even have a mid-range shot. That is a big problem. I'm not acting like he's not, but he's giving you 17, 8, and 8 on 58% shooting from the field, 33% from 3, which is actually funny. He's made just one this season, and 62% from the free throw line. I think he's a triple-double threat each time he steps on the floor, and I think if he gives you 17, 8, and 8 for the rest of his career, I think he will be an all-star for most of his career. That is how good he is, and I think he's got room to improve, and I think he will. I've got him at 4. I think he's a deserving spot for him. Now at number 3 on my list, I've got the one and only Russell Westbrook, and I think number 3 is a fair place to put him. Let's be honest, he did not have the greatest start to the season. He was shooting way too many jumpers, which is obviously not his strength, and he was still giving you 22 points, but I think at the start of the season, everyone, including myself, started to question the chemistry problems between him and James Harden. But obviously, at the turn of the new year in January, he just turned all that speculations to dust. He started to attack the rim like he should, and the Capella trade to the Hawks, I think it helped him. It gave him the space he needed to just attack. If they double, he passes it out. He's a great passer. I think he really hit his stride. He really had a crazy streak of games, scoring 40, 35 and everyone, racking up triple doubles. He was absolutely spectacular. I think why I have him third on this list is because he's not the. Some people might say he is the best on his team, but I don't agree with that. I think that's why I have him third. He's not. I don't agree he's the best player on his team. I think James Harden is a considerably better player than he is, but he's giving you 27, 8 and 7 on 47% shooting from the field, 25% from 3, which is not good, and 77% from the free throw line. Those are great numbers. Those are still great numbers. Those are all-star numbers. Russell Westbrook was great in 2020. I can't say much as to the beginning of the season, but the way he closed the season out, I think he deserves to be number 3 on this list. He had a great season, yeah. I have him number 3 on my list. Now at number 2, I think this is where people might have a problem with my top 2, but at number 2 I've got Luka Doncic, and this is not a bad spot for him by any stretch of the imagination. He's a second year player. I think we forget that sometimes. A sophomore guard, and he plays like a 10-year veteran. He looks slow, but you can't stop him. He gets to his spot when he wants to, how he wants to, and he's giving you 29, 9 and 9 on 46% shooting from the field, 31% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line. That is absolutely insane. I can't believe I'm saying this about a 20-year-old. At some point in the season, he was actually flirting with a 30-point triple-double average, but unfortunately, his numbers at the time the season was suspended was 29, 9, and that is crazy. He's a second-year point guard. He's 6'7", elite core vision, elite passing, high basketball IQ. He already has the step back 3 in his bag, and if you've seen him play, if you've seen this guy play, you just feel it, you just know we're watching an all-time great in the making. And I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this video and you do not watch the NBA, you do not follow the NBA, this is the time to do it, because there's so much young talent in the NBA, and this is a generational talent, and you never want to miss out on the opportunity to watch a generational talent in any sport. So trust me, you do not want to miss out on this guy. He's absolutely amazing. 29, 9 and 9 as a second year player is absolutely crazy. I cannot believe it. I think number 2 is absolutely deserving. I think he just needs to show what he can do in the playoffs, and he might be number 1 by next year. Who knows? He is that good. Well, at number 2 right now, I've got Luka Doncic. I think it's a fair place to put him, and he clearly deserves it. I mean, number 1, of course, I've got Damian Lillard. To be honest, I don't think there was much suspense here. I could not imagine myself making this video and not putting him number 1. He is that type of player. You might say the Trailblazers had a disappointing season, but when you put it into context, they lost players like Al-Farouq Aminu and Rodney Hood, and though you might not look at them as top players, they were important players to the team. And they've also had Nurkic out for the whole season since that nasty leg injury back last season. Dame is still giving you 29, 9 and 4 on 45% shooting from the field, a career high 39% from 3, and a whopping 90% from the free throw line. He has done all he can. He went on that crazy streak in February where he averaged 50 points for I think 4 or 5 games. Was he scoring 40, 50 on everyone? He went crazy. And the thing about Dame, when he goes for that, those big games he goes for, he's always efficient. He's an efficiency god, to be honest. I mean, I can't really say CJ McCollum had his best year, to be honest. Dame didn't have much help on that team. I think Hassan Whiteside has been the biggest help to him on his team. Carmelo Anthony, I don't really think you can say much about him. I think number one is a fair place to put him. And when you think about it from the standpoint of who do I want the ball in his hands, a shot for my life, it's not even close. I mean, it's not close at all. Luke is great. He hasn't shown he can do it in the playoffs. Ross just had his OKC career ended by a 35-foot game winner by Dame. Ben Simmons doesn't have a shot. I think Damian Lillard is very deservedly the top point guard in the NBA this season. I really don't think he's close. I have him number one. Now that's it for the video today, guys. Now all I'm asking you guys to do for me, if you enjoyed this video, if you want more content, please slap a like on the video, subscribe down below, turn on post notifications, and I will be bringing more videos like this in the future. Peace out, guys.